Nate Hamilton, Nostalgia Critic here, reacting to you this time. Yeah, that's right. Don't think I haven't seen your channel before. Yeah, I know you think just because you're sitting around on a comfy chair watching stuff online, suddenly you deserve people watching you, watching other people. Well, you know what? This won't stand. This will not stand. So here's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to get this butt-ugly outfit that I'm wearing right now. I want you to wear it next time you watch one of my videos, so that way I can sue you, because this is trademark. All of this is copyrighted. You can't replicate it. And I want you to be sure to get some glasses that have no real glass in it, okay? So I want you to be on top of that, man, because I'm just going to take you for all that you got.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Terminator 3 is a movie that divides a lot in the Terminator fan base. On one hand, you have the people who really enjoy it, who see the ending of it and just say, yes, this is how it's meant to be. Then you have the other side who say, they sort of ruined the ending of Terminator 2 and basically just disgrace the Sarah Connor legacy by killing her off, also just ruining the overall franchise as a whole. Me, personally, I think it's somewhere in the middle. And if I had my way, that... What?
I'm gonna need those back.
All right.
Can't see anything.
Wow. Well, now I can see everything. I only needed it for the opening bit. So yeah. Hi everyone. Welcome back. And by the way, for parity's sake, I am not the Nostalgia Critic. I do not remember it because I don't have to. Instead, that's Doug's job. So Mr. Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, is back at it again. And this, I know that people have been asking us to react to this for quite some time, and here's the problem. If we react to a Terminator movie review without this man here, I think it'd be a massive disservice, because let's be honest, who has a better Schwarzenegger impression than him?
I'm having an existential crisis because I just realized something.
What's that?
This is related, but it's not related.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know about Dune?
Yeah.
Do you know about like the prehistory of the Dune novels?
Yeah.
So literally, like, technology's weird because, like, they can't make a machine in the image of a man. Like, AI is banned.
Yes.
I just realized that the Terminator franchise is a prequel to the Dune series, because this is the AI that takes over.
Mm-hmm.
The humans defeat them, and then in the far-flung future, these are the legends they write about, where they're like, you can't ever mess with this AI stuff.
That's fair enough. I see it.
Right? It fits. Yeah. I'm just like, man, that's what they were doing with this.
Mm-hmm. So, also, yeah, I know I don't have a white undershirt. You're just going to have to deal with purple rain. Sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. Also, this tie is a little off color. It's not the same kind of burgundy that Doug has.
I think that's just more to our defense when Doug actually does decide to sue us.
Yes, exactly.
And by us, I mean you.
Me, yes. Sues the channel, which in the end is me, because I'm the sole proprietor. So yeah. Here's the thing with Terminator Rise of the Machines. It does divide the fan base. There's some people who like it. There's some people who don't like it. Me, there's parts of it I like, parts of it I don't like. And I'm sure
there's people like me who have definitely seen it but don't remember anything about it.
There you go. That's the other thing too. Is like, for some people it doesn't have as much of a memorable impact as, especially the first two. Because let's be honest, as of right now, as we're sitting here, there are now officially more bad Terminator movies than there are good ones.
Unfortunate.
I like this one. I consider this one of the good ones.
I do too. But that's the thing. Even with this one being considered good, right now there are more bad Terminator films than there are good ones. Sad to say.
That's fair.
Because Salvation was bad because of horrible directing.
I mean, yes and no. It was cool to see that side of the conflict.
Yeah, but it was executed. But it was not executed to the level of which it could have been.
True.
Honestly, I would have put it in the hand. As much as I hate the dude, I would have probably put it more in the hands of Michael Bay, because at least he knows how to shoot action that looks interesting. Yeah. Whereas Mick G has some good. The director of Salvation has some good action chops, but just not on the level of which like Terminator is meant to be. But honestly, there's some good action directors out there that I would love to have seen take the mantle of Terminator Salvation and see what they could do with it. And then, of course, you had Terminator Genesis, Terminator Dark Fate. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And, yeah, it's just not good. It is just not good out there. It's hard out there for a Terminator.
Salvation, I liked the setting of it, because I wanted to see, like, okay, this is, like, humanity on the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was in that weird period of movies where everyone was like, man, we have to get Sam Worthington in our movie.
Yeah, that's it. That's the other thing, too. It's
and I don't... Nothing against him as an actor or whatever.
No.
He didn't need to be in that movie.
No.
We didn't need to humanize a machine in that movie.
No.
We had the humans. We had the human element, and we had the machines. That was more about the conflict, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I think that it would have been more interesting for like John having his like trusted platoon of people.
Yeah.
Because they had Common in there, barely used. They had Bryce Dallas Howard in there, barely used. Mm-hmm. They had so many great elements to this film, and it just fell apart.
The most interesting thing about it was John Connor's conflict of knowing exactly who Kyle Reese is.
That's the other thing,
and he was still basically a kid.
And they had Anton Yelchin. They had Anton Yelchin as Kyle Reese, which I thought was great. There's so many good things in it, and it's just
So and honestly, I now realize that Dark Fate would have been a better title for that movie, because he realized the fate he was going to subject Kyle Reese to.
Yes.
Like the weird, like,
yes.
like,
And that's my thing, is like there's so many things that could have gone good with it if it would have been in the hands of a more capable, and also Christian Bale. I know that he got the prima donna sort of thing because of his freak out on set and everything. But once again, that's just a director not knowing how to handle his set, and basically just and I don't approve of Christian Bale just like yelling at people like that. But once again, he was stressed because of them changing up everything so much, and him not being able to like really dig into his character because they kept changing up how his character was supposed to be. And for a character actor like Christian Bale, you can't do that, because he needs that. He needs that like good foundation of a character to launch off to go into his performance. Because when he does that, he's one of the best actors ever. I mean, he's one of the best like modern day Batmans. Okay, better Bruce Wayne than Batman, because that's still parody to this day, by the way.
Yeah.
And then, of course, did you ever see him in The Fighter?
Mm-mm.
He plays this, like, meth-addicted, like, trainer who's trying to train his brother, but yet he keeps fucking up and, like, getting high on meth. And he has this moment of realization where his brother has an opportunity to do something great, and his friends are trying to talk him into, like, hey, man, I got these fresh rocks. You want to come up and, like, do this stuff? And he's just like, I appreciate it, but he doesn't say anything to him. He just hands them a birthday cake that he stole, and he starts running. He runs to his brother's house, and he apologizes for being such a fuck up and fucking up every opportunity his brother's ever had. And eventually, like, it is really, really good.
So take that as a lesson. Instead of doing meth, go watch The Nostalgia Critic.
Yes, exactly.
Way better than meth.
Yes. Sometimes. Anyway, I'm joking. I'm sorry, Doug.
And here comes the Doug's a lawyer.
Yep. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch this. Here we go.
This episode brought to you by ExpressVPN.
Hey!
The best VPN there is. Take
I agree.
Online privacy today.
That's what we use. Terminator. Oh, come on.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember
Hey,
it,
that
so
looks
you
familiar.
don't have to. Well, after two of the biggest movies to ever hit Hollywood, we saw the return of James Cameron, Eddie Furlong, Linda Hamilton, and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the third cinematic installment of the Terminator franchise,
Terminator 3D.
Terminator 3.
D.
D at Universal Studios, Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, and some dumbasses made this. Okay, before I'm too hard on this movie, I can't say this is the worst of the Terminator films. Honestly, it has quite a few things I like in it. But it's the first one that made you conscious of, oh yeah, this is just another franchise. It'd be like making a subpar sequel to Spirited Away or Shawshank Redemption.
Oh.
It sucks out that unique special feeling and reminds you this can be watered down like anything else. With that said, the film does have some interesting things about it. One is it came out the same year Arnold was elected governor in 2003, which means it's the first politician to be elected and have the #1 movie. Two, it's the first Terminator film to be released by Warner Brothers. Actually, the rights have been passed to more studios than, I guess anything now.
Yeah.
And three, it's the first Terminator film not to be written and directed by James Cameron. And boy, does it show.
Ugh.
If Terminator 2 was the Dark Knight of the Batman movies, this is certainly the Batman Forever of the franchise. Not the worst, but certainly lighter and nowhere near as epic.
Yeah.
With that said, though, is there anything worth remembering fondly in this movie? Or is it only the start of Judgment Day for this franchise? Well, let's talk to the hand to find out. This is Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines.
Talk to the hand.
So remember the epic credits to the other two films going from simple but memorable to iconic and haunting? Well, now it's just credits. Black background, play them while the movie acts out. They're about as memorable as... Oh, that's weird, I don't remember. Even the apocalyptic future is kind of lame now. I remember skulls and fire, a blue laser-filled wasteland of...
Once again, practical versus digital. Like, cause you look at the Terminators here, you can clearly tell that those are CG Terminators in the background. As a matter of fact, on the special features of Terminator 3, you could change up what the machines were doing. You could change up, like them having, instead of laser weapons, they had flamethrowers instead.
Oh.
And it was actually really neat how they could like do like an open swap, and it showed out like potentially the future of CG.
Huh.
But if you're trying to show this as like a haunting vision of the future, it fails in comparison to this, which is all practical, and literally you see this physical metal endoskeleton here, you're just like, holy shit, that thing's gonna kill me.
Death. Now it looks like an app you use to blow up pictures on your phone. Hey, remember when I took that city picture from the plane? Oh my god, it blew up! Now I'm gonna use it to blow up my ex-girlfriend. Oh my gosh, she blew up! She really blew up! It's real. As you quickly figure out, this film doesn't look bad, but nothing about it is iconic. We see John Connor, played this time by Nick Stahl, hopping from place to place trying to keep a low profile after he stopped Judgment Day.
My name is John Connor. They tried to murder me before I was born.
Nick Stahl's a good actor, and I'm sure could play an emotionally exhausted hero, but like a lot of actors in this, he doesn't sound beaten down by all the chaos he's witnessed. He sounds bored from saying the same lines the other Terminator films have repeated over and over.
The future has not been written. My mother told me the storm was coming. 3 billion lives would vanish in an instant. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves.
How many different ways do you want me to tell the same story?
It's like saying with great
enough.
power comes I don't even have to complete that because you're so tired of hearing it. After the millionth time, it just doesn't leave that much of an impact.
These
unless
guys
you
look
add
like they
something
could
new.
use some managed democracy.
That
Yep.
said, something new is added. Another Terminator sent back called the TX, played by Christina Carley. The first one was Schwarzenegger, a giant beast of a man who barely talked. The second was Patrick, a much smaller model but had more social skills, like the machines learned how to be more human in between movies. So now that it's a woman, often seen as more social than men, this could be really creepy. But unlike Patrick, who balanced emotionally understanding and emotionally bankrupt sometimes in the same shot, this one just likes things.
I like this car. I like your gun.
I like turtles.
I see this actress on TV, and she's fine at what she does,
I like
but
trains.
like Stahl, I don't think they knew how to utilize her. She's neither expressive nor robotic enough to be threatening.
Where did he go? Tell me. Where did he go?
I think the focus was more on her being sexy. And don't get me wrong, Schwarzenegger and Patrick were exploited for that too. But the #1 priority was still to make them scary. And something tells me that wasn't their prime focus with this one. Gazongas.
Oh my god.
Are you okay? What are you...
Oh, did I mention this movie is rated a very soft, boring R? Where most movies have to fight to bring the rating down, this one I think had to fight to bring it up. There's practically no swearing, most of the deaths are off screen, any blood shown is usually fake blood from a machine. With the exception of one creative kill, this could easily pass for PG-13, maybe even PG. Now,
the thing is, I remember hearing that during production, they were shooting for PG-13 because Warner Brothers, who just took over the license, wanted it to be PG-13 to appeal to like the PG-13 audience. This is Terminator, bro. Yeah. Terminator is R-rated, and they realized, like, after the film had been, like, made its final cut with the PG-13 cut, they were like, yeah, this doesn't feel like a Terminator film. And then they threw that shit in there, you know, like the boom, like the fist through the torso, and like the just ugh.
It doesn't make any sense to try to take the third movie in a series and then lower the rating because the first two weren't marketed towards people of that age.
Yeah. I don't know. It's baffling.
Of course, gore doesn't make a huge difference in these movies. I mean, it makes a pretty big difference. It makes a huge difference, and here's why.
Yeah.
In Terminator 2, we don't see Patrick kill this cop, because they're saving it for the second time he kills someone, and it's a huge payoff. Here, the first kill is off-screen. Okay, that's fine, building it up, but here's the second kill.
Let me see your license and registration.
I like your gun.
What?
It's also off-screen. In fact, the majority of deaths are just gunshots, stuff we've seen a million times. And you guessed it, they're mostly done off-screen. The gore wasn't just gore in the last one. It added a believable threat, taking a relatively silly idea and making it feel credible. Here, it's just random. So the TX, who could have been the scariest machine of them all, turns out to be the blandest. But thankfully, the one thing this Terminator does pretty well is the Terminator.
Talk to
For the most part, there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Arnold returns looking pretty good considering he was mid-50s here. And he once again has to go looking for clothes and locates a Chippendale bar. Yeah, just cross off tails and I think that's pretty accurate.
Take off your clothes.
Patience, honey.
Okay, so you might have put together this Terminator film 12 years after the iconic last one has a lot of self-satire. We didn't want that, but here it is. And the only thing more annoying than that is...
I just love this one here. Scans as, like, inappropriate.
Hear me out. The reason I think it works okay in this is because it's still written around what the Terminator would actually do. We all know this cringy-ass scene.
Talk to the hand.
But when you see where he got it from, it's surprisingly pretty clever.
Your clothes.
Talk to the hand.
No. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah. And once again, there's nothing wrong with like poking fun at yourself. Like I do that a lot. Self-deprecation is it's not the most creative form of comedy, but it is still funny when it's done right. And here I think it's done pretty well, personally.
That's silly, but I buy it.
Mm-hmm.
He's still hurting the guy, but he's complying too because he does want the clothes. Even those dumbass glasses. He tries them on, scarring fans for life, but he then crushes them. This is a machine that smiles when holding a gigantic gun. I totally believe he would do this. Should he be in these situations? No. But when he is, he reacts the proper way. And that believability is funny to me.
Talk to the hand.
Most of the time. Move on, please. We see an injured Connor breaks into a vet's office to patch himself up when one of the vets named Kate, played by Claire Danes, spots him while tending to an early morning cat owner.
How much did you take?
Enough.
This is the stuff we use to chemically neuter dogs.
No wonder I looked at my balls after they fell off. I'm gonna be traumatized when I sober up. Leader of the Resistance, everybody! The Resistance of going walkies!
My Kripke's basement.
What?
You're John Connor.
I recognize how much you don't look like your younger self.
We went to West Hills Junior High together.
How could you forget me? I was your redheaded best friend!
Oh no! Not Budnick, no!
Looks like Kate made out with John when they were kids, literally the day before the Terminator entered his life. So, Is this supposed to be her? Is that why she knew he'd be at the Galleria? No, I much more buy that these two made out.
Oh, shut up.
The TX arrived shooting the cat owner, and I give credit, they really made me think this movie was going to be this crazy.
Catherine Brewster?
No.
No.
If they gave that feature to the other Terminators, the ads would have written themselves. Not that her
Got
reaction
blood.
when she does find blood from a target is much better.
She just came.
Just imagine one of the other Terminators doing that when they find a target.
Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That face. I know what that's from, too. That's him yelling, "Shut up," from Kindergarten Cop. Sorry.
Speaking of which, Arnold's the party pooper and stops the TX before she can kill our heroes.
You here to kill me?
No.
Programmed to take 4 dramatic steps before answering your question. No.
That's the
You
good
must
news.
live.
The bad news is I'm really bad at the protecting you part. Connor and Kate escape, but we discover that TX can control other machines. One of the few additions that's actually a good idea, and like most things in this movie, is kinda taken advantage of. Wow, wait till I tell the fangirls he does smoke down there. Wanna see the best cop ever? Hi, dangerous looking armed man approaching me. You see anything strange around here? I just think too many happy thoughts. Eddie, we got us a ride! Open the door! He crashes into a pissed Mark Cuban, allowing the police and TX to catch
Was
him,
that Mark
leading
Cuban?
to, let's be honest, a pretty fun chase scene.
This chase scene was actually really good. See, okay, Jonathan Mostow, the guy who directed this, he is really good at doing set pieces. Really good at doing set pieces, and he's really good at doing like explosions and how to film action. It's the more like close-up stuff and more personal stuff that he has trouble with. But still, that doesn't take away from this chase being fucking amazing.
Not quite Terminator 2 good, but it is inventive, and most of the destruction was shot on set. In fact, the film ran out of money before they could shoot this crane building crash, but Arnold liked it so much he paid for the scene out of pocket. So while we see a cool stunt, Arnold is seeing...
The crane part was pretty cool.
Yes. No. Yeah. And how the Terminator deals with the crane and the TX is actually, pretty smart as well with how it ends.
Residuals for this.
Oh. ExpressVPN. Ad time.
You folks already know all about ExpressVPN. How could you not? I talk about them all the time on this show. I can't stress enough the importance of protecting your online activity from big tech who track, spy, and profit off you. But there's actually another reason many of my viewers love using ExpressVPN.
What is that bad impression of Marlon Brando?
Netflix. See, thousands of shows on Netflix are available outside of the U.S., so you need to change your country if you want to access them. Netflix. The ExpressVPN app does is it encrypts you.
Just say, is he gonna rip his face off and just do that's what I feel like is happening here. He's gonna wind up just ripping his face off.
Data.
Like John Travolta style.
And reroutes it through a server location of your choice. This not only protects your data, but also lets you control which country you want Netflix to think you're in. I swallowed a bug. ExpressVPN lets you choose from over 90 different countries, so every time you run out of stuff to watch, you can just fire up the app on your laptop or smart TV, switch your country, and hit connect. Once you refresh the page, you'll get a brand new section of shows. It's that simple. It hits you like a diamond, right here, in the diamond part of your body. You can use ExpressVPN to unlock shows or sports on other streaming services too. I like using it to watch BBC iPlayer. It's free and only available in the UK. Look, there's a reason why ExpressVPN is the #1.
Also, there's a red dot behind him that's distracting me.
That's what's distracting you?
I'm trying not to absorb like all the stuff that's going on the screen with him just like playing like it's like Doug's on ecstasy for his first time.
What is he spoofing right now?
The voice he's doing sounds like a shitty Marlon Brando impression from Godfather.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was starting as, but
I wonder if there's going to be a payoff at the end where he's just going to just be like doing that, and then Malcolm's just like, Doug, are you high on ecstasy right now?
So be smart, protect your data, and stop paying full price for streaming services while only getting access to a fraction of their content. Visit expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic right now and get 3 extra months of their service for free. That's expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic. Go to expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic to learn more. The more.
Oh, he was doing friggin' Apocalypse Now. He was doing Colonel Kurtz's speech. I was wondering like the Marlon Brando, but then all of a sudden just the bald head and him rubbing his because Marlon Brando. When you find out how shitty Marlon Brando was on the set of Apocalypse Now, like literally he showed up overweight and he didn't read the script. Instead, he just came out there and just started rambling.
Oh.
And that was it.
A long way to go for that joke, I know. I don't care. I got my own problems. I swallowed a bug.
Don't forget to check me out playing Kingdom Hearts Fridays from 6 to 9 on Twitch. Also, we've just added Tamara's Never Seen on Twitch as well, Saturdays at 5. We got content 6 days a week. Hope to see you there. After they escape the TX, John is told why the same old obsolete Austrian model is back for the 3rd time.
We stopped Judgment Day.
You only postponed it. Judgment Day is inevitable.
Bucky Eye mode engaged.
You've gotta be shitting me.
No, I am not shitting you.
I guess I shouldn't be shocked this is the plot for a sequel to the last one, but couldn't they work in the inevitable Judgment Day thing a little better? I mean, can you change the past or not? It'd be cool if we found out the date of Judgment Day was a lie from the machines. Like, you know, history's written by the winners, so they changed the date to trick the future generations of humanity. That way they could explain why the date would be different, but also keep true to the idea that you can't alter the past to change the future. Which the first one and arguably the second one were keeping to. I don't know, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. These people had years to think this story up. But it doesn't feel clever, it feels forced. And oh boy, did time feels forced with the perfect moment. I'm utilizing the same diet the writers had when they wrote this script high as fuck.
Yes.
Are you gonna pay for that?
Talk to the hand.
That's our Hasta La Vista scene, everybody. We got your money, it's too late. That scene truly is tragic as it blocks out what's honestly a pretty humorous scene right after.
Just finished reading my lines for this stinker. Get me out of this! Fuck!
How do you make up for these two having no chemistry and talk about off-camera time when they did have chemistry?
We made out in Kripke's basement. You and me hooked up the day before I first met him. And now, again, 10 years later.
It all sounds like some bad movie.
Next stop, the Terminator takes them to Sarah Connor's tomb. That is what happens when Linda Hamilton decomposes.
Her friends scattered her ashes in the sea to store these weapons in accordance with her will.
Huh. Feel like she could have just hit him with the other weapons. In fact, what if a killer robot from the future didn't come back in time to tell John all that? How the hell would he know to find them there? I literally think the only reason this was written into the film was to give us this scene where the police arrive and Arnold carries a coffin shooting a gun.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I saw in the trailer and I did say, I wonder how they're gonna get to this point. I
I'm carrying the corpse of this movie away, just like I'm carrying the rest of this film.
Hey, look, the psychiatrist from the other two
Hey,
films.
Dr. Silberman.
Bye.
Bye,
TX takes
Dr.
on the
Silberman.
identity of Kate's fiancée to trick her, revealing yards away that she's an imposter. A Tasmanian devil is more stealth than you. When the Terminator
That's fair.
reveals what?
That's fair.
No, here's the thing. I would have liked it if he stayed as Kate's fiance and boom, hit with the car. Ran over with the car. And then all of a sudden, like, he stops, turns around, and she starts running towards it, and then all of a sudden, the fiance sits up, and she realizes, oh God, he's not, like... And then that's how you could do the reveal. Because that would have made more sense, because why in the hell would the TX do that so far away?
Yeah.
Years later, I said to myself, that's dumb. Why?
I think that was one of the failings of this movie is, like, overall I liked it, but the TX didn't feel...
as threatening.
Yeah, even though it was supposed to be, like, the best of everything.
She's a Terminator hunter.
Right.
She's literally designed to kill other Terminators. It's just like... it would make sense that she would have, like, a lot... Maybe, like, like, I don't know. But she's interacted with humans... interestingly, but I guess where she's not used to interacting with humans or hunting humans, she doesn't know how to be human. Whereas these Terminators, the T-800s and the T-1000s, were purpose built to hunt humans, and they learn to emulate humans. Maybe there's like a logical reason you could paint for that, but to me it just feels dumb. It just feels like a missed opportunity to just have these moments, and they missed out.
Yeah.
Kate is so important to the Resistance, and is done in a way that's timed so silly you want to hear this music over it.
Later, your children will become important. What? She's your wife.
Stop the TX in time before she does some damage to their ride.
We need a new vehicle.
Maybe a Predator sequel on the Expendables. I don't think I can get much more out of this one.
Kate is heartbroken that her fiance, which they've shared a total of 40 seconds of screen time together.
Yeah, it was like 2 scenes.
We gotta keep moving.
No, he's not even worth IMDb'ing his name.
But sometimes things happen we just can't change.
Their whole romance can be summed up in 2 words. Sucks. Yeah. When they discover Kate's military father might be targeted. Yeah, in the early 2000s, all female love interests had powerful fathers. Kate and John say they want to go save him despite the Terminator refusing.
Go to her father. We get him to shut Skynet down.
I calculate an 83% probability that he will not pull that trigger.
And this is when Kate grabs the gun, aims it at John, and the Terminator agrees. Hey, it's no talk to the hand, but I think it would have been funny.
Yeah.
He eventually agrees, and they head towards her father's base. But Kate questions the motivations of this killing machine.
If we get killed, does that mean anything to you?
If you were to die, I will become useless. There will be no reason for me to exist. Thanks, Dad.
Why didn't he send you back?
He was dead.
What? What are you saying?
I killed you.
Spoilers. One of the other great things about Arnold's character is that it is a different model. It's updated with more human psychology. It can lie, it has an understanding of emotions, but it's still a machine who doesn't have any interest in them. It would have
That scene was actually really good, where she shot him, and then he spat the bullet back at. He's like, "Don't do that." It was so good.
been so easy to make him more emotional because of this, but that was the last model. He didn't understand emotion, so he was trying to learn. This one does, and still keeps John at a distance, which honestly makes him one of the more interesting Terminators in these films. He understands psychology, yet shows no emotion. I really do give kudos that they didn't go too sappy with this, as it would have been so easy to do so. With that said, it does come across a little more like a sitcom sometimes.
Your levity is good. It relieves tension and the fear of death.
Life is unfair. It looks like Skynet has shut down all of America's military defense while TX sneaks in to
I think it would have been funnier to have like a little laugh track there. Just like a laugh track and then, you know, like stock
the machines
sitcom
to destroy
music.
Uwe Ball before Blood Rain.
Sir, Shall I?
No. It's my job now.
There's a surprisingly powerful moment when Skynet is about to be turned on to relaunch the weapon systems, and everyone knows the danger involved. So much so that Kate's father takes personal responsibility in pushing the button to launch it. Scenes like this do stop the film from being totally forgettable and actually add a little weight to what they're talking about. With that said, oops.
Watch out!
She'll be back.
Whoa, that makes me look at that line differently. Oh wait, no, it's just a dumb joke.
The hunter killer.
Wow, that was a surprisingly weak-ass missile. What, was it supposed to make your ears pop? TX catches up to him, though, and they split up.
What? You remind me of my mother.
Dude, get laid.
That line was so bad.
Oof.
Yeah, exactly. Even Freud's like, dude, what the fuck?
Let's mix things up. We haven't seen Arnold in a bathroom fight yet.
Whoop!
Well, this actress just got an achievement unlocked she never thought she'd reach.
Don't make me talk to your hand.
Again, give this scene a shout out. Some of the moves these two perform are goofily fun.
Yeah.
And despite not showing any emotion, you can tell they probably had a good time performing them.
They're both just taking turns doing Yakuza heat actions on each other with the bathrooms.
Yeah.
She knocks him out and reprograms him so that he can chase after Connor as well.
You made it.
Get away from me.
Yes, that means walk closer. You really are the worst predicted messiah. And I've known some really shitty ones.
Let
him go! Jesus,
That's
give
a
that stunt
concussion.
woman an Oscar. Give any stunt performer an Oscar, damn it!
Hell yeah, man.
What's your
Oscars deserve it.
To ensure the survival of John Connor.
Is this the human emotion you call over-underacting?
He turns the car into a Street Fighter bonus level and turns off his system. Honestly, in a pretty embarrassing pose.
What happened?
Couldn't do it. He shut himself down.
I also think he took his dick out and placed it on that SUV.
Probably so. It's like, this engine needs a hot beef injection.
I feel.
It took me a minute to get it out, but I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Found the problem. It was the camshaft.
God
Good
dang.
thing I have a replacement because I'm made of metal.
Zip.
He didn't even get that car's name. John and Kate fly to the location where the Terminator said they can stop Skynet, but the way is blocked.
It's a code prompt.
Oh, what's the Elvish word for friend?
Hello.
But it looks like the TX got to the chopper, and not surprisingly, so did Arnold. How come nobody ever knows about his Deus Ex Machina backup? I smell a gimmick.
I'm back.
You know, not every line needs to be the I need a vacation line. He stops the TX, who has resorted to roars and growls. Did she do that before? Were those like her original lines in the movie?
Lady, have you any idea how fast you were going? What?
Yeah.
He blows her up while giving the only line I don't think he was trying on.
You are terminated.
I think I earned the right to phone one in. I am the only
Yeah.
thing you're gonna remember from this movie.
They discover, though, that they weren't being led to Skynet's destruction. They were being led to a shelter while Judgment Day still takes place.
This is actually what I remembered from this movie.
Yes.
I thought
This
the
ending,
yeah.
This ending saved the film
Yeah.
from mediocrity.
Yeah.
It made it good. It actually made it a good. I remember when this happened in the theater, me and my dad couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my God, they're actually going this way. Like, there is no stopping it. It's inevitable.
Why did he lead us down here?
To live.
There was never any stopping it.
That was his mission.
So, I'm kind of split on this. On the one hand, I'm impressed this movie would be ballsy enough to do this.
Yes.
Most of the film is very light, so to end with a super downer send-off, practically making the last film irrelevant, I'll admit, does take guts to do. I also like that a lot of the film is John running away from his responsibilities as a leader, and he ultimately discovers there is no running from it, so he has to embrace it. But A, this is the same movie that has this.
Talk to the hand.
One of these things is not like the other.
That's fair.
And B, remember how he said this?
We stopped Judgment Day.
You only postponed it.
Yet he talks about how Judgment Day is inevitable and you can't change it. Except you did. You changed Judgment Day. The other film, you went back in time to change things, and you changed things. So why couldn't you try to stop it from happening again?
I think he means it's inevitable at the point of which, like, basically, they're past the point of no return. Skynet has already started to erode away at the infrastructure that is currently going on. You know, cell towers are down, the military installations are down, all that. And they gave Skynet full control because they thought that would solve it. But instead, they didn't realize Skynet itself was the one that was doing it. So eventually, I think he knew that Skynet, like, would basically today, like today was the day that everything would go wrong. Whereas eventually, I think no matter what happened, whether the general gave over full control or didn't, Skynet would have done enough damage to the infrastructures to launch the nukes anyway.
So why not be sent back in time further to where you can get ahead of that?
I don't know. That's the thing. Once again, once you enter time travel into the mix, it's just like, hey, don't think too hard on it.
Yeah, you're going to find a lot of holes.
Sad to say, but yeah.
I wonder if it's like, since they already did it to certain sections of time, I wonder if those sections get too wibbly.
Yeah,
to do it again. Like, it's not infinite
the time
retries.
Displacement field, they don't really specify, like maybe there's a point of no return, like, you can only send them back so far, and basically it's just like, it's like once you're there, that's it. It's one way, and basically there's no guarantee that you're going to be like there's no guarantee that you're going to be like safe when you arrive. And maybe they only have a limit. That's the thing I really wish they would have done, if like they did like a future trilogy with, if Salvation was a success and was actually good, that they would have shown the time displacement field for like the finale whenever he sends Kyle Reese into it, and you know, Kyle strips down to nothing and walks into the time displacement field, boom, and there he is, and that's it. And thus that completes the cycle of how the Terminator movies end and also where they begin.
Right.
And I think that would have been like perfectly synchronetic, and it would have worked. But instead, the timeline just got muddied up, and now we don't know what to make of it. Now this franchise is in the shitter, sad to say.
Even if time does find a way to correct itself, it still shows stuff can be altered, so why not alter as much as possible? I'm probably reading too deep into it. I just hate when a film acts like, of course this is how time travel works, idiot, when you can go, no, you're the idiot, idiot. This is all bullshit, at least it can be consistent bullshit, idiot.
Relax.
But whatever, that was Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. It's nowhere near the worst, but it's nowhere near the best.
Yeah.
It's just another action movie. But with that said, it's an action movie with a decent idea here and there, some enjoyable stunts, and along with every groaner, there are some decent laughs as well. Most of them from Arnold. He really is what carries this movie, but he shouldn't be the best part of a Terminator film. The writing, directing, supporting cast, mind-blowing effects, and epic sigh should be the best parts about it. But I don't know, it is short, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it has a few fun moments. But it was clear that Judgment Day had come, and the future of the franchise was not looking very hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm a nostalgia critic, and it only gets better from here.
I think I just consider Helldivers 2 to be the spiritual successor of Terminator.
Yeah.
Soft reboot, so to speak.
Yeah. I have you seen anything about Helldivers 2, Micah?
I've got some of my D&D group have been playing it. It looks like it kind of looks like a mix between Starship Troopers and and then I know there's like some automatons too.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Basically Terminator.
Basically, yeah, it's like Starship two war fronts. Like the Terminids, which are the giant bugs, and the automatons, which are the Terminators. And it is like insane how good it is. Nick won't stop playing it. Literally. He's always like re-upping and going on missions.
Oh, I've been playing other stuff in between, but I've played like here lately almost every night at least a few missions.
But
so me and my friends played some last night. So.
But yeah, go ahead.
I thought one of the letdowns of this movie was the TX. And
Yes.
I kind of wonder, like we were talking about, like the whole fiancé thing is just super lame.
Yeah.
Because it would have been really easy to kill Catherine Brewster. I mean, like
Yes.
just right up there, just snap her neck or whatever.
Yes.
But at that point, she knew about John Connor.
Yes.
Because of the whole DNA swab thing, whatever. Like, how creepy would it have been if she was programmed better, like the T-1000 with more
human
emotion or learning.
Yes.
And so she stayed the fiancé, but didn't kill Catherine in order to get back close enough to get it to John Connor.
There you go.
And
That's
like
another thing, too.
How creepy that would have been for, like, Catherine was like, you mean that wasn't my fiancé this whole time? It was that thing? And, like, you know, and even if, like, her liquid metal form was good enough to fool a T-800.
Maybe.
Because that would make sense if it was a Terminator hunter, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and I think you could tie in a lot to where not necessarily like she would have to look like Christina Loken all the time.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, Christina Loken's nothing bad to look at. But at the same time, when you have the concept of this character can literally change into anybody, and you played with that a little bit with Robert Patrick, you know, he turned into the security guard, he turned into the mom, the foster mom, he turned into a few of the characters. With this, you wouldn't know who is who, and because her system is so good at masking, not even the Terminator would be able to tell,
right?
Unless there was something that gave it away. For instance, they played with magnets in this because, you know, they had the super collider, so that's something that they could do.
Yeah.
Actually, that could be something that John could figure out, and basically, he would, toss little magnets, and they would stick to Catherine's fiancé, and just be like, explain that. And then all of a sudden, there you go.
Yeah.
That could be, there's so many ways you could play with this and come up with interesting ideas that could make this into a great film.
Yeah, and I think it was close to being great. It's just like we talked about, the studio kind of.
Yeah, we had an intruder back here. I saw her hand. I saw your hand. I was like, wait a second.
I've been sitting back here for 20 minutes.
What? Okay. You got us. Damn, I didn't know that. But yeah, you got the patience of a saint, woman. But yeah.
Probably just been back there are they ever going to shut up and end this video?
It's a long video.
It is. It was a fairly long video. But yeah, I guess that's going to do it. Once again, there were good things in this. Some, potentially great things, but overall, in the end, it didn't come together the way the last two did. The last two are epic and stand alone as some of the greatest sci-fi films of all time. This is just a more bog standard action film.
What would be cool is if the franchise ever gets put in the hands of someone good, is if they decided to remake Terminator 3 and start from 3, you know?
Yeah.
Keep 1 and 2 intact
Of course.
because they're awesome. And
of course,
start
yeah.
from 3 and try to remake the rest of the franchise from there.
That'd be good.
I still this ending I think is super memorable for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't think they'd go there. I was like,
me neither.
They're not going to do it. It's like, oh man, they did it.
There they go.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to do it for this one, everyone. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And just remember, I'm not the Nostalgia Critic, and I don't have to remember it so you don't have to. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.